What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Tunison. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Thor. His name is Count Von Count. I slap the desk and say, it's game number 3. It's a best of 5. First 2 games being very, very fast and very, very to the point there. Count now picking his 3rd different god this series, going with Loki, then going with Isis, and now going with the Thor. We'll see what he's going to be able to do with this Thor. I haven't seen a whole lot of Count's Thor, in all honesty. I've seen his Odin, I've seen his Isis, I've seen even his set a little bit, but not the Thor. We'll see how it's going to go. He does drop the Dwarven Gold Mine here, which we all know I disagree with heavily. If you've got Hunt you can drag underneath your town center, you should be dragging said Hunt underneath your town center. The other thing that I think could be a really, really nice way to play for Thor in this matchup is, you know that there's Hunt over here. So you can actually send the villagers over onto the sides of the map. There's always going to be Hunt here or over here. And you can leave that starting Hunt in your main base to be hunting later, is another way to play here on this map. Gold Rush being more of a static map than the vast majority of the other classic Age of Mythology maps. But static maps are always going to be a fun thing as well. It means players can come in with a much more solid game plan than the more randomish map. So you can have both things are good in my opinion, and I love the fact that we can have both things in Age of Mythology as well. As we do see the Aurochs coming in. One thing to note here is that Count Von Count has managed to save a little bit of walking time by utilizing the Auroch touching his town center here that he wouldn't have been able to do with the Ox Cart over here, though the walking time would have been reduced if he'd shared the Ox Cart between the gold mine and the tree, the straggler tree there, though that would have created more walking time to come over onto the bottom forests. So Who might have say what's the best way to play and what's not the best way to play? The other thing that Count's going to be able to do in this matchup is like not get himself that Ox Cart out until in the Classical Age, which does increase the overall amount of income that he's going to be able to get. So we'll see how it goes as the final Auroch is going to be attempted to drag in here. As Count, he's trying to make it happen, and he is going to be able to. Those Aurochs can get dragged a fair way before they start being a little bit funny about it. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Tunison just doing Tunison things. It looks like he's going for a standard 3:30 advance time. I'm interested to see how Tunison's going to play this matchup. Now, Thor is a bit of a tricky one for Oranos to wrap your head around, because by all metrics, Oranos should find the wins here. But you do have to figure out, you have to be aware that the Thor army is a little bit stronger than the Odin army because of those cheaper armory upgrades and a whole bunch of other stuff that comes with playing Thor. So I'm interested to see what Tunison's going to come up with as he is advancing a little bit late here, 6 seconds behind schedule. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. He decided to not eat the entirety of his Aurochs in favor of moving out onto this Hunt over here instead, sending the villagers back over onto both of the different gold mines here and on the wood line at the back. But the Forsetti is the god of choice here for Count Von Count, so he's not going to get that forest fire on the back forest there, but he will have himself trolls. He will have himself the Hall of Thanes, and a whole bunch of other good stuff as well. As I love this wall here. You can build buildings here to link up to the tower and prevent the units from coming through. The same thing can happen on this other back tower there as well. You can put the wall over there and make that nice and easy. We do see those longhouses now coming up on the front side of the map here as the oracles getting pushed back. We talk about the relics, Fetters of Fenrir, not really going to help the Thor out all too much, but the toothed arrows here can be a relatively decent relic there for the Oranos player, simply because you get yourself the boost to your Terma, the boost to your Arcus, and all the other good stuff that comes with that, as we are seeing military barracks, counter barracks, no real surprises there. As the Promethean starting to move across. The Troll might be able to intercept this. I believe the Troll can hit those 5.5 speed Promethean offsprings. Count on Count not paying attention there, though. He's just sending that Troll on a mission. As the Herser, I mean, he has seen them. It looks like he's just like, I'm not even going to target. I'm going to try and intercept, as he does find them with the other Herser. But again, just ignoring it, going straight after the villagers here, it seems, is the first option. As raiding cavalry going to be coming out for Count, he needs to start the raiding cavalry up on the other location there as well. As the Promethean offspring coming in, Count does bring his villagers through to start getting the shanks. And Tunison is going to continue to move in and out of this position, it seems, as one citizen has been idled on this position here. As we see the Valor coming through, the units are going to start pushing in to take this fight here. 3 Herser and a Troll versus those heroes. We'll see how it's going to go. The Troll does get taken down very, very fast by those Terma, but more units are piling in for Count Von Count. He is not playing this in a defensive Thor manner at all. We'll see if he's going to be able to get the damage done. Tunison is distracting nicely, jumping in and out of the mana here, running around, rings around as the Troll does end up falling as well. More units are going to be moving into this position as well. Herser raiding cavalry, still not training out of this this longhouse just yet, as he's now starting up on the throw and axemen to try and deal with those Murmillo here. But that can be risky because the Terma, they do decent damage against throw and axemen. As the raiding cavalry going to be coming in here, starting to get a little bit of damage done. Nice pullback here from Count. He is micro on that nicely, pulling 3 Murmillo away from the fight there. Tunison not paying attention all too well, but I don't think it's enough, in all honesty, as obviously Tunison playing as Atlantis, he's going to have more resources in the early game. He's going to be able to pump units out a little bit faster than Count Von Count, though the population is equal here, as another longhouse is going to be coming up, and Count has to figure out the next way forward, as he is losing a handful of units here. Almost loses the throw and axeman as the Terma chase that one down and do manage to snipe that. That's another raiding cavalry coming in onto this position as Count not paying attention there. Pulls back his units over here as we do see the villagers happily on the Aurochs on this position. And I imagine Tunison here, he is going to be sending his units straight in to this position. And this is where things get very, very dangerous for the Thor player. You lose a fight, you lose the game as Norse, is the general way Norse works, as opposed to Oranos, where you lose 15 fights and you still win. Don't ask me why, but that's the nature. Point being is you're not supposed to lose a fight with Norse. As the raiding cavalry come through, getting some good damage done against the Terma. The throwing axeman in a good position now, able to get some good damage done onto those Murmillo here. Count might want to consider taking his villagers off of the Aurochs here to get that damage done, as the raiding cavalry still chasing around here. We do see a handful of units getting pulled back to the healing spring there, as the throw and axemen are about to start getting shot down by these Terma. As the Herso getting some good damage dealt onto those Murmillo over here. The Terma finally coming around to get damage onto the medium throw and axemen, but they don't pick them off there at all, as Tunison will start retreating back here for the time being. Big shockwave there for Tunison, as well as he is trying to pick off those medium throw and axemen. And Count Von Count, he's now down 14 population, but he can just retreat, sit in his main base at this point. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Can you speed... I need to test this. Can you speed walk villages with a raiding cavalry? I feel like you can. As we do see the army coming through and going to be preventing this retreat here. I feel like if you can speed walk your villages, you should be actively trying to do that whenever you possibly can. We'll have to test it after this game. Remind me. Ask in chat if it's possible or not. Or in the comments section if it's possible or not. As Count now 85 pop. Tunison's at 103 population. 14 citizens to 28 villages here as well. Part of the population advantage for Tunison is the fact that he's got more economic population here, and that's just a natural part of the way the game progresses. You get 3 population every time your opponent gets 2 and a bit population, so your pop is going to slowly creep up on your opponent there. 14, 14, 14 is 3 pop, and 35 seconds is is the 3-pop for the Atlantean civilian. Anyways, the fight continuing here. We do see some Prometheans joining the fight here. It doesn't look like Count Von Count has got the Thrown Axeman to really defend against this fight here. He's taking it as best as he can, but those medium Murmillo are just chewing through the raiding cavalry here as all the Thrown Axemen are done. And Count has dropped down to 54 population now as another Hearser getting cleaned up. And Count here, he's trying to hold on. Another troll coming out on this position as well. Most of the chat believes you can speed walk the villagers as well, but we'll still test it. As the troll comes through, Longhouse getting taken out on this position. The Promethean coming through as well to help batter through this position as Count. He's not out of this game, but he does need to get himself watchtowers, and he's got a gold mine in his base as well. He's got 40 gold left in it. He's got this gold mine down here as well that he can continue to mine from as the trolls are out. But the hero Terma are able to snipe those down very, very easily. Trolls here, incredibly high DPS, but their HP is really, really low. So those Terma can take them out very, very quickly from afar. As we do see Count Von Count now desperately trying to push back with his villagers here underneath this town center. He still doesn't have the watchtowers in Tunison. He doesn't care about town center fire. As Oranos, you can just push through, get so much damage done. Count's dropping down to 31 villagers, and yet another 10-minute tap out in this game. These players have got somewhere to be, it seems, as they are rushing incredibly hard, trying to force the fact as the game goes for Tunison with Count Von Count tapping out. Really, really nice game from Tunison. He held on against that aggressive early game from Count really nicely here. I think if Count wants to do these sorts of attacks, he's got to put a forward temple down. He's got to put forward buildings down. Part of the thing here is in the very, very early stages of the game, Thor will have a slight population lead, an army lead, and he will be able to win those fights early and idle those villages. But if you have to traverse the land, slow Hearser, raiding cavalry take ages to train. It takes ages to get those units into position to start fighting. It can be really tough. The alternative is to build forward and actually make Ulfsarks at the start, not raiding cavalry. You can go Hearser, Longhouse, just 2 buildings at the front. Don't put any houses there. Send one Ulfsark back home to build more Longhouses and houses and things. Your idea isn't to stay on that forward position, is just to get that pressure done early to get yourself into a good position. Build the houses, build your Longhouses back here as well, and then go into raiding cavalry after the fact. That's one way to play for Thor that's really, really effective against Oranos, but we don't see it here from Count Von Count. And Tunison finds the dub. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.